So you want to start a cleaning business, but every time you get excited about it, that little voice creeps in. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough experience. I'm not a business person. I will probably fail. Sound familiar? Well, here's what I know after 25 years in this industry and after coaching almost 2,000 students. The biggest thing stopping people from starting profitable cleaning businesses isn't a lack of skills or a lack of opportunity. It's believing lies and myths that simply aren't true. The truth is, starting any business feels scary, but what makes it even scarier is all the terrible advice floating around us. You've got friends and family who may be well-intentioned, creating doubts. You've got random people on social media giving business advice, telling you what will and won't work, even though they've never made a single dollar as an entrepreneur. And then you've even got other cleaning business owners spreading limiting beliefs just because they haven't figured out how to be successful yet. And this kills me because these lies and myths keep good people like you stuck on the sidelines instead of crushing your goals. Now, as I've said in other videos, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and that's okay. But what I don't want to see happen is this. I don't want you to decide that entrepreneurship is not for you based on these huge misconceptions. So I'm going to walk you through the 10 biggest lies and myths that stop people from ever getting started. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the truth behind each one. And if you want even more cleaning business advice delivered straight to your inbox every week, then be sure to sign up for my free weekly newsletter after watching this video using the link below. Number 1, you need thousands of dollars to start. This is probably the number one thing I hear. I don't have the money to start a cleaning business. But here's the reality. Building a profitable cleaning business starts with understanding that this is a low overhead business. You don't need office space. You don't need inventory sitting around. You don't need a huge team, or any team for that matter if you're willing to clean. What do you actually need? Some basic cleaning supplies, some business cards, and a little bit of courage. I've had coaching students start with $50 and a borrowed vacuum. Did they have everything perfect? Of course not. But they got their first client, then their second, then their third, and they reinvested as they grew. Number 2, you have to be licensed and insured from day one. This one is tricky because yes, you absolutely need to be legal before you start working with clients. But you don't need this stuff to advertise your business, and you don't need it to network or to build relationships. This stuff only becomes required when you start trading work for money. So start learning, start practicing. You can even practice doing free cleaning jobs for friends and family while you get your legal setup in order. And all of this work will get you one step closer to your goals. Number 3, you need employees to be taken seriously. False. Clients don't care how big your team is, or if you have a team at all. They care about results. Do you show up on time? Do you do what you say you'll do? Do you communicate professionally? That's what matters to them. The truth is, some clients actually prefer solo cleaners because they love the consistency. They know exactly who's coming to their home every time. So if that's where you want to start, then go for it. I used to make 6 figures as a solo cleaner working part-time, and I have many students doing the same. It's not about the size of your team, it's about how you show up and serve your clients. Number 4, you have to be the cheapest option to get clients. If you've ever lowered your price because you were scared of losing a job, this one's for you. But low prices don't build loyalty. They attract people who are shopping on price, not value. And guess what? Cheap clients are the hardest clients to deal with. Then they'll leave you for a $5 discount. But value-driven clients stay because they trust you and because they view you as valuable. And this is one of my favorite things to help my coaching students with. Like Ariana here. She was nervous her bid was too high. We helped her see it wasn't, and she won the job. Then she also landed another ideal client who, as she says here, was more than happy to pay her rates. So position yourself as a high-value, reliable professional. When you do, and when you deliver great results, people will happily pay you more. Number 5, you need a website and a logo before you can start. This is where aspiring entrepreneurs love to hide. I'm still waiting for my logo. I'm building my website. I'm working on my branding. Listen, I get it. That stuff feels important, and it may seem exciting, but it's also a sneaky way to avoid taking real action. The only thing that matters in the beginning is getting clients and creating cash flow. Then as you build your business, you can build your brand. There are countless cleaning businesses out there making 6 and even 7 figures without a website, without social media, and without fancy branding, despite what the internet tells you. And even if you do want these things, that's completely okay. But they are not a requirement on day one, and they definitely shouldn't hold you back. Number 6, your cleaning skills have to be perfect to be successful. We all want to do great work, but perfectionism is a trap. If you're waiting to be the best cleaner in town before you take your first client, you'll be waiting forever. And here's what's far more important than perfect cleaning: showing up on time, communicating clearly, and following through on what you promised. Clients want to trust you more than they want to see perfect vacuum lines. And I've known many cleaners who aren't detail obsessed, but who are still booked solid because clients love how they make them feel. And the truth is, you get better by doing the work, not by waiting until you feel you're ready. Number 7, people won't pay for cleaning in my market. This one is all about mindset, and I hear it constantly. My town is different. People here are cheap. Nobody has money. Now, if you live in a town of like 17 people, then you may be right. And those towns exist. But chances are, if you're watching this, your market is much bigger. And I bet there is a larger city or town not too far away that you can also target. And after working with cleaning business owners all over the world, here's what I know. Every city, every suburb, and even every rural area has people who will pay for convenience and peace of mind. And when people say they can't find clients because of their market, the issue is not their location. It's their messaging, their positioning, and their confidence. For those that don't know, we're now in a town of just 6,000 people, but we used to live in a metro area of over 3 million people. But regardless of your market size, here is the key. You don't need everyone where you live to hire you. You just need a small group of the right people to hire you. And with that, you can build a thriving cleaning business. Number 8 is kind of the opposite of number 7. My market has too much competition. Yes, there are tons of cleaning businesses out there, but guess what? Most of them are mediocre at best. And that's the opportunity. Your market isn't saturated with great cleaning businesses. It's full of people who show up late, who can't communicate, or who disappear after a few cleanings. But if you can be consistent, professional, and reliable, then you're already ahead of 95% of the competition. And there is always room for someone who does it better. And that someone can be you. Number 9, you have to be a business expert before you start. Let me tell you a secret. No successful entrepreneur today was an expert in business when they first started. They learned as they went. And in my early days, I messed up quotes. I took on bad clients. But waiting to start your business until you feel completely ready to be a business owner is just fear disguised as preparation. And the only way you get better is by doing. So start messy and fix it as you go. That's how every successful business gets built. And number 10, if you start cleaning, you're stuck cleaning forever. This one is completely wrong. You can start by building a solo business and hire cleaners later, or you can hire cleaners right away. I've coached students through all paths, and while some people may want to stay solo and make incredible money working part-time, others want to scale to multiple crews. The point is, this business can evolve with you. You're not locked into anything, and you get to choose where you want to take it and how. So here's what I want you to really understand. Most of the beliefs keeping you stuck aren't facts. They're just fears, myths, and lies that you've repeated or been told so many times that they start feeling true. But you can't build your dream life on fear. You have to challenge those stories and replace them with action. Will it be perfect? No. But will it be worth it? Absolutely. Because once you just start, everything changes and becomes clearer. Your confidence grows, your income grows, and your options multiply. And remember, if you want even more cleaning business advice delivered straight to your inbox every week, then be sure to sign up for my free weekly newsletter at the link below. And let's keep building what you want together.